And what's up, everybody? Welcome to Fantasy Football G. I'm your host, Kat, and today we're going to be looking at a draft I specifically made for a bench boost game week 1. And I must say, this might just be my updated draft. All right, ladies and gentlemen. You know what the aim of the game is today. 10 likes, please. Really appreciate it. And we're on the road to 100 subscribers as the time of recording. I'm on 98, so please show that support. Analytics show that a whopping 60% of you that watch actually aren't subscribed. So let's let's make a deal, all right? Hear me out. And if you really do love the content, then of course hit that like button and most importantly subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. That's the line I missed in my intro. Man. Anyway, cool guys. So my bench boost draft. Now, first things first, guys. Let's first cover under what circumstances would we actually bench boost in game week 1. And this is again my opinion. Okay. I think to bench boost at any time, in fact, you really need to have absolute certainty with the players that you're going to pick. Especially in game week 1, you need to know that those players are going to be playing, each and every single one of them. And there's this common sort of like rule within the FPL community where it's like you want to at least get 8 points from your bench, but you try and bench boost when you know you've also got besides good fixtures, when you've got a double game week. Now there's hardly going to be any double game week, so I totally understand why people are also looking to bench boost on that week, on that first game week. So if you truly believe that you've got good fixtures, then cool. By all means, go ahead and bench boost. And in all honesty, when I look at the fixtures for the first game week, a lot of the big teams actually do have very good fixtures, and even some of the small teams as well. So as you can see with Nottingham Forest, they got Brighton, Bournemouth at home. That's actually good. Not Liverpool. Liverpool's got good fixtures. Yes, Newcastle's got good fixtures. So it's totally possible. The only thing is making sure that you know that those players are going to play. And with the whole international tournaments being interrupted, it's kind of hard to tell. So I said, you know what? Let me try and put a team together that of players who I know, I believe are definitely going to play and are going to have some sort of impact. So let's get into the team. My two goalkeepers, I've got Sells and I've got Pope. So we were all on the hype of Miguel, of course, because there's a new signing coming in. But I did take a look at Nottingham Forest's preseason, and Sells has been playing a lot of the games. Miguel did play the first game he came in after he actually signed, but then Sells has been playing most of, in fact, pretty much all of the preseason games after that. So I think it's safe to say that he is going to start. They do have a game against Olympiacos. I think if he starts that game, definitely he's going to be the number one guy for the first day. And then you've got Pope there. They're playing Southampton, so both good fixtures at home. So I don't see any complaints there. A very good comment in the comments was made the other day. He said your goalkeepers. It's a tip. I don't want to say it's necessarily a must, but I agree with it that both goalkeepers should amount to at least 9.5. You don't want to spend more than that because it's an extra 0.5 or maybe even 0.5 or maybe even 1 million if you're spending pretty much 10 million in your goalkeepers. The back line, cool. I've got Pedro Porro. He's playing against Leicester away, Guardiola against Chelsea, Livramento, Southampton, and then I've also got Muniz and I've got Barco. Now on Pedro, I think he's been in the preseason as well. He's been playing well. He even scored as well. He's been getting in those positions that we'd assume he'd actually get into. So I'm very happy for him to get there. I mean, as Tottenham, we all know that they're not necessarily defensively sound, but I think it being the second season underneath the Postecoglou, I think they'll be a lot more defensively sound, and I think we can all actually really take a punt on Tottenham against Leicester. Um, they're not necessarily attackingly great, and knowing that they're also going to be with a new manager as well, so they're going to have to be figuring out those type of things as well. Um, so I think we can definitely take a punt on Pedro Porro, and then Vardiol. I'm definitely taking a punt on that, especially because he's got a good game week 2 fixture. But my point with this one is, it's Chelsea, and they played against them. I think Chelsea can struggle against a fully fit team of Manchester City trying to score against them. I mean, yeah, the last time they played against each other in the Premier League, that was later on in the season. It was a 4-4, 4-4 game. But I can expect some attacking returns there, regardless of whether it's Grealish or Doku, who is back now with Kevin De Bruyne um, at the training camp. I mean, it's Guardiola, guys. I think the end of last season, he showed what he could do. So I think he will be starting. He has been playing some preseason games as well. So um, yeah, I think he can do good against Chelsea actually, and I wouldn't be surprised to get a clean sheet against Chelsea in that first game as well. I think we're all writing that game off as goal scoring game. So I think a clean sheet can happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying I think it can. Livermento. So you guys must be thinking, Cat, what about Burn? Like, yeah, guys, Burn definitely an option, of course, but they signed Lloyd Kelly, so he is a threat really to Burn. Burn has been playing in the actual side alongside him as well in different partnerships. I believe Saar is going to be back from the break now, as a lot of the other players are back as well from the international break. Um, but Livermento, I looked at the actual squads that have been playing, and he's been playing every single match. I think bar one. So um, I haven't heard any news about Trippier, and there's been rumors about him leaving. So I think that Livermento, having played a lot of minutes in preseason and also doing well, I think he's definitely going to be starting, and I think they can introduce Trippier most likely in the second game. That's if Trippier is even going to be starting. Is going to be still in Newcastle, so we'll have to put an ear there. I mean, nothing is locked in here. There's still a lot that can actually change. Munoz and Barco, for me, it's both attacking defensive players. So I really I'm keen to see how those two have in their first game. But from the end of last season, Munoz really showed what he can do, and sort of like a Guardiola attacking esque. So I'm really happy to have him in there, and he's an enabler if you ask me, in the sense that he's 5 million. So Barco's definitely an enabler in the sense that he's 4 million, and he's been on set pieces. He's been playing very well, and we all know Stupinian is also injured. So if you notice there, that entire back line are basically wing backs. So of course, trying to save money, not spend too much, but also at the same time tap into each and every single price bracket there, from 4 million, 4.5 Livramento, 5 million with Munoz, 5.5 with João Pedro, and then a 5 Guardiola. So just trying to balance my squad basically as well. And then going into the midfield, you will see we have got our whopping Salah, Morgan Gibbs White, Smith Rowe, new signing for Fulham, Johnson, and we've got Rogers. Now let's just start with Rogers. The guy is tearing up preseason. Okay, like, yeah, man, tearing up preseason. He was doing this also at the back of the end of last season. So he's 5 million, guys. He is the enabler in the midfield, right? Especially if you want to do a Haaland and a Salah draft, okay? Which really the whole community seems like they're sort of aging towards, because they really want to be covered for those Ipswich games. I know I want to be. So yeah, but honestly, he's been scoring in almost every game, literally every game in preseason, and considering how he started in the back of the end of last season, yeah, it only makes sense. It really only makes sense. So Rogers is a definite for me. I think, especially if I want to do this Haaland and Salah draft, yeah, I don't think there's anything you guys can consider. If you're looking for a 5.0 enabler, then Rogers is the one to go. That's my advice. Then Johnson. really he's, again, I can't say cover. This whole thing about covering attack. You can't really cover attack. You can cover defense, but not necessarily attack. But Johnson is my way into the Tottenham attack, and he has been locking down that right hand side. Kulusevski has been playing really as a false nine, and Johnson has been playing game after game on that right hand side. And when he is subbed, he's subbed very late. So, and he's also subbed for like what I'd call a no-name brand, but a player who's a youngster necessarily. So somebody you might not be seeing a lot, but we all know Kulusevski can cover that side. But right now it seems like Ange Postecoglou's focusing on trying to enable Kulusevski as a false nine, and Johnson has basically won that right-hand side for Tottenham. So I think 6.5 covering that front three in Tottenham and first two games Leicester and Everton, guys, I think it's a no-brainer. It's definitely a no-brainer. It's going to be a tough first game, I think, but I think it's definitely worth tapping into there. If you don't have a Son or you can't afford a Son, then Johnson is definitely a person that you can look for, a much cheaper price you can look for. Smith Rowe, my heart breaks. I am an Arsenal fan, damn. But I did see his first game where he actually scored. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, man. That's Smith Rowe. That is Smith Rowe. He's a 5.5, same as Andre Pereira, who we know has been taking set pieces and penalties. So you guys can choose between them. But after I watched that, from knowing Smith Rowe, and after I watched Smith Rowe in that first game that he played for them, I won't lie to you guys. When he came on, bro, things were happening. Like players were making runs. He was making those 1-2 passes. It's like the team just came alive. And I was like, yeah, this is what he's been doing. But I could see the effect it had on the team. It was as if they were like, okay, cool, this guy's making things happen. Let's go, guys. Let's go. And I was just like, I want to be a part of that. And I want to be a part of that in the centerpiece, that being him. So Smith Rowe can definitely take some set pieces. I'm not saying he's going to take it away from Andre Pereira, but like I said, I think that game against Man United, we all know that Man United hasn't had the perfect preseason, but preseason, honestly, guys, you can't really count it as the be all and end all. Chelsea might just come in from a bad preseason and just start blowing us away. But I think that game against Man United, I think Smith Rowe can more than easily handle Man United. So I want to have a piece of that action. And the fixtures straight after that are also fantastic. Right, Morgan Gibbs White, he's playing Bournemouth, and it's Morgan Gibbs White, man. Like he's the talisman in that team. And when he was hooking up with Woods in the end of the back of the last season with the Espirito Santos, honestly, it was clicking. So he's got Bournemouth at home. I think it's also a no-brainer. Could be on penalties as well. Could be. So I say could be because there's a debate that it could be Woods as well. But I think if you have both of them, they're very much covered. They've got really great fixtures. So I think Morgan Gibbs White is a very good enabler there. Not enabler, pick there in the 6.5 million price bracket just to start off the season with. Just to start the season with. Mo Salah, not even going to talk about him. We all know it's Mo Salah. I just think I think you need to be covered with Liverpool attacking mostly important. I'm very impressed with the way Arne Slot is attacking. So I think we will be seeing some goals as well. The shot ratio has dropped, but then again, it's preseason and the first team players haven't been around as well. So yeah, but I'm loving the way they're actually attacking and they're moving forward. Cool. Wood, my three strikers, Wood, Isak, and Haaland. I think let's talk about Wood because there's a dilemma in the society as who do we go for? Do we go for Wood? Do we go for Muniz? Or do we go for João Pedro now who is back in training? If I look at it, right? So I did take a look again at the preseason for Nottingham Forest, and I haven't seen Awani anywhere. Wood has been playing a lot of the game. So based on that, I was like, okay, cool. In terms of minutes risk for the first game, I think Wood is secure, right? That first game, Wood is definitely secure. And most likely even the second game. I think Wood is definitely going to be a starter, and I think Awani is going to be eased back in. Um, so between the three, if there are no minutes risks, I would go for Wood, also based on the fact that the fixtures are just great for them. So Bournemouth firstly, then Southampton, and then they got Wolves at home. Yeah, guys, that speaks for itself. Now, Muniz also has great fixtures, and I believe Raul Jimenez has also been given the number 9, or it was him, I can't remember. But nonetheless, Raul Jimenez is still in the picture, but we all know that Muniz is favored more and stuff. But yeah, we can't forget that there is Jimenez there as well. Yes, he's a bit older and stuff. He's been in the game, but I think we're gonna have to do more of our research there as to like what's been happening preseason and how they've been playing. But based on what I've seen, I'm very happy to go with Wood. João Pedro for me, yes, he'll be the man who'll be on penalties. From what we believe as well. But I think the mere fact that he hasn't necessarily had the preseason that we would all like him to have, I think it makes it a bit risky. His fixtures, first two are okay, and then it gets a bit shaky. So I don't want to be really making too many transfers during the first few weeks. So very happy to do this, to use Wood in this game. Isak, I think again, no discussion. Southampton at home, he is a captaincy option between him and Salah. You'll notice I've got the captaincy on Salah for this one. That's me really just going with the crowd. I would actually put it on Isak. I think Southampton home is a take. It's a no-brainer if you ask me. He's had a break just like Mo Salah, and I think he's definitely going to be. He's been having a good preseason as well, so I think Southampton at home is a great fixture for Newcastle, and then Haaland is Haaland. Yeah. So guys, let me know what you think of my. Let me know what you think of my bench boost draft. And remember our deal. He said if you're gonna love this, if you love the actual content here, then you know what to do. Please subscribe. Also hit that like button. If you want to check out my series that I did on which is the best draft to go with to start the season with, then check that out over here. And I will see you guys. Road to 100. Please subscribe, guys. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.